Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Northwoods Whitetails. I'm your host, Travis Williams. Today, I sit down with Kevin Aucoin up here in Vermont with TGI Creations. For those of you who don't know, Kevin, can you tell the listeners a little bit about you and yourself and what it is that TGI does?
Oh, TGI is a full-service gunsmith. I've been a machinist for over 40 years now. That's kind of scary. Been doing this up here in Vermont now for 9, going on 10 years. Worked for Sturm Ruger for a while as a tool maker, and got extensive knowledge of engineering and stuff. And guns are a very simple mechanical piece of equipment.
Nice. Nice. And you like to work on the pumps.
I love working on the pumps. They're easy, they're simple, they're very reliable. There's not much that can go wrong with them.
Yep. Yeah. I'm actually up here to pick mine up. I'm already happy. I picked them both up. I have a peep gun here that he Cerakoted for me. It looks awesome. And then you did a safety job. Tell the listeners about what that safety changes.
The safety we make here it's a jumbo head safety. It is an ambidextrous safety. It'll go in both left-handed and right-handed. It's got heavy serration on it, so your gloves won't slip off it. It's a very nice unit. It is steel, unlike the plastic ones that are out there on the market. And it works well.
Yeah, I noticed it was a lot easier to find right off the get-go, like, when you're kind of looking for it. Much larger and then smoother.
Yeah, it is smoother, and we fine-tune the springs as well when we install them.
Nice.
So that they don't click heavy.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed. I don't know if you noticed when you got that one, but you had to stand on that, safety on that.
It was very hard.
Peep one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I brought up my kind of old faithful. We shortened it a bit. We shortened both of them, which is, how many guys do that?
Probably 95% of the guys that bring their pumps in here are having them shortened.
Yeah.
They carry a lot better, and if you're in that thick brush up in the northern woods of Maine or New Hampshire, they swing better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also got mine shaved a little bit off the stock to pull up a little nicer because I get my short arms. But
yeah, short arms, heavy jackets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, makes a difference for sure.
It does.
I actually, from watching back some of our Northwoods Whitetails footage, I shot a buck in its bed. I tracked it to its bed last, one of the films that we dropped from my last season. I have another film that we dropping in October, but I noticed, and I didn't, when you're hunting, you don't, notice. I remember when I used to ski race, we used to film ourselves a lot because you'd see what you were doing wrong, right?
Becomes second nature.
So this filming myself, I'm actually noticing like I'm holding short, like I'm not holding the actual forend. I'm holding like the tube in front of it, and
makes it hard for a follow-up shot.
Well, it does, because you got to move your hand, right? You're not as fast, you're not as efficient. So that's why I brought those to you. So I had threatened to bring another one because I have another Safe Queen that's a 760 30-06 full rifle with a peep, and I'll probably bring that one to you eventually. So you like to work on pumps. I'm here in the shop. We're actually standing here in the shop right now. Lots of cool machinery. You said you were programming something? What are you programming?
I'm programming the Gen 1 breakdown tool right now for the pumps.
So what's this tool do?
This tool helps you to remove the action tube off of the Remington pumps, so you can break your guns down. I just got done making a bunch of the Gen 2 tools, which are a lot more stable, sturdier than the Gen 1 tools. The Gen 2s are twice the money as the Gen 1s, but they're way better. We also manufacture here an extended magazine release, and you can get all this stuff at Classic Firearms and Parts down in Chichester, New Hampshire. Scott Marston is a great guy. He'll take care of you. He carries all of this stuff, the safeties, the extended magazine releases, the tools. We also make a tool for breaking down the semi-auto Remingtons.
So you're literally manufacturing these here?
Yes.
Well, geez, I didn't know this. I'm probably going to take one of these home with me. Look at that. I'm going to spend more money while I'm here.
That's all right. You can carry them in your store, too, if you'd like.
Yeah, we could put them in Northwoods Whitetails for sure.
Yeah. If you want me to custom engrave some with Northwood Whitetails on them, I can do that for you.
Oh, that'd be cool. Cool. Yeah, if anybody's listening, drop a message or whatever. Let us know what you guys think of that idea.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pumps here. What's the most common thing you're doing? Would you say shortening them or?
Shortening them and Cerakoting them.
Yeah.
The Cerakote really weatherproofs them.
Yeah.
When I come out of the woods in the rain or snow, I hang it over the heater. I don't oil it or nothing. Just hang it over the heater and it doesn't rust. It's a good product.
I should have Cerakoted my other one. Why didn't you talk me into it?
I'm not the best salesman going. I don't like to sell people what they don't want.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want, and I'm happy to do it for
Yeah,
you.
as soon as I walked in and picked up that other one, I'm like, why didn't I just do it to this one? Like, I'm a little bit nostalgic, and that's Old Faithful.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one that I hunt with the most. I think I mentioned when I walked in, I'm planning on putting a Trigicon on that, although I'd love to keep a peep. So that's why I was torn with what to do with the 760, because if I do put the Trigicon on that one, then maybe I'll shorten that one so I do have a peep gun. But jury's out with me with a peep. I've killed bucks with them. I shot a real nice 8-pointer a couple of years ago. My dad and I double teamed it. He shot at it, got it wounded, and then we took it for 4 miles together. And I don't think we shot at it when we were together. And then finally, I just he took the collar off the dog, and off I went and tracked him for 8 more miles. Shot at him 11 times.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's a story behind it. I ended up, the peep was shooting a little low, but I'm also not a real good shot with a peep. So,
Yeah.
jury's out. I might just stick with the LPV, low power scopes.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan of the low power scopes. My eyes don't, they'll either see the front or the back.
Yeah.
And that's it. Low power scope is great. You can pick right up on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So people bring them here for the safeties, cutting the barrel, shortening the barrel. You do fluting as well, I see.
I do fluting, yeah. That's basically eye candy. It's not, it can help. If you're shooting a lot, it'll help cool the barrel a little bit. It gives you more surface area for heat dispersion, but it's more eye candy.
Yeah.
They look real nice.
Yeah. You'll shorten the stock like you did for me on mine.
Yeah, I refinish stocks if you like. Shorten them. I used Kickies recoil pads. Those are quite nice. They're designed for a skeet gun, so they got a chamfer on them, so they slide up onto your jacket nice.
Nice.
If you got a quick shot to take.
Yeah. Usually it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we do. A lot of times it's quick.
Yeah.
And then you'll do triggers. You did the trigger on that one for me last time I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We put a little bushing in them to hold the trigger back a little bit so it starts to engage the sear almost instantly. And put a 3-pound trigger spring in it.
Nice.
And they come out nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the most common stuff you're doing with the pumps, or is there some other stuff that you do?
No, that's pretty much the most common stuff.
Yeah. But you'll do it all. You'll break one down, clean it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like when I bought the first pump you worked on, I don't know if you noticed, but I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2020. I shot a nice 8-pointer that year, and I'd been tracking a buck the day before with my pump, and I noticed it was like rattling. In the actual fore end here split, and it had a split in it that I'd seen for years, and just kind of was like, it's no big deal. It's just
Yeah.
it's a pump gun. They're utilitarian. It'll be fine. And it started to come apart, like 2 pieces apart.
Yeah.
So I put that gun down and hung with the other one. But I had a guy that rebedded the whole thing and redid it, and he took the gun apart for me. It was a gunsmith like yourself, local.
Yeah.
And he's like, sent me pictures, and I was appalled how rusty the inside was. So for everybody listening, if you don't take your gun apart, which these tools will help with.
Yeah, you should at the very least take your fore end off, because now you got that water in between the wood and the metal.
Yeah.
And they'll rust right together, believe it or not.
And how often should you do that?
Probably at the end of every season.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're hunting in the rain and snow, and it gets in there.
Yeah. And to take that off, you just unscrew in this front, or is there more to it?
No, that one screw and slide it off, and just wipe it down, get it dry, leave the fore end off for a little while.
Yeah.
So that the water will dry out.
Yeah. Now, when you Cerakote it, do you Cerakote that as well, or?
Yes.
Oh wow! So that's a big deal.
Yeah, because actually it separates the metal from the wood.
I should have Cerakoted it.
This next season.
That's right. I'll be back. I'll be back to see you for sure.
Yeah, no, I do the action tube, the action bar, the barrel, and the receiver when I Cerakote. And I'll do the trigger group if you request it, and the magazines if you request it.
Cool. Talk to me a little bit about this thing, because this is intriguing. So what's the benefit here?
Well, this is something that Scott Marston brought to me from Classic Firearms.
So we're looking at the mag
his
extension, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have one close at hand. I have one on my gun up there. what it does, it extends the magazine release off to the side of the receiver a little bit so that if you got gloves on, you can get that magazine out. You don't have to pull your glove off because the factory releases can be challenging, especially the stamped metal ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones are tough. They're kind of slippery too. It's hard to get your magazines out. And I've had a lot of people ask me, well, aren't you worried about losing your magazine? Well, where do you carry your pump gun? Right under the magazine, so you're not going to lose it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Yeah, that'll be a big hit.
They work very well.
Now, this tool that you're selling, what does this take apart? So this is just a screw for your forend.
Yeah, you take the forend off, and then there's 4 holes in this action tube.
Yep.
And that unscrews that action tube. Then once you get that action tube, everything will slide right out of the receiver, and
you can really clean it.
You can really clean it. Everything's right there.
And how often do you recommend doing something like that?
It's not bad to do after every season, but
yeah,
every couple of seasons wouldn't hurt, as long as if you're using a light oil in it every year. And I'm not a fan of hoppies. I've seen trigger groups gummed right up with that stuff and makes it unsafe. So if you use like a G94 or 96, I think that, G96, gum treatment or a REM oil, something light like that.
Left my phone in the car. I want to take a picture of that before I leave. But you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea too. Is if I came back sometime, maybe we'll do a video. You breaking one down. That'd be pretty cool for everybody to see. Because I'm mechanically what I call declined.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't. Like, if I tried to build like a birdhouse, it would come out like a triangle. so like the visual thing would be good for someone like myself, and I'm sure there's many listeners that.
The gun that you were going to bring here, bring that back. We'll do a video on shortening it.
Perfect. That'll be awesome.
I'd love back on it.
That'll be awesome. We got to do that.
We'll do a trigger job on it.
See, there's a reason I didn't bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll Cerakote it.
Yes.
Because I'm not Cerakoting it again after you told me all that. I mean, just the simple, aspect that you're going to Cerakote under there, and if people saw. And maybe when you're cleaning one, you can take a couple pictures and we can use that when we edit the video so you can see. Because I'm sure you've seen what I'm talking about. I mean, I took that thing off and it was almost like you couldn't get it off. Yeah,
I keep a piece of wood because sometimes I do have to hammer them off. And it kind of scares me that I'm going to break it, but got to get it off.
Yeah, and I mean, like, somebody's listening to this right now will attest to the fact that I am meticulous. Like, I clean my gun. If it rains, I oil everything down. It's like, charge my GoPro, clean my gun, put it away, cook dinner. It's like my regimen when I get out of the woods. So that's really good to hear. That's good stuff.
Well, once you get it Cerakoted, you charge your GoPro, hang your gun over the wood stove, go cook dinner.
Yeah, more time for dinner.
That's right.
Extra beer.
Yeah, extra beer and stories with your hunting buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. So you work on everything, though. It's not. I mean, obviously we're pump gun enthusiasts, so we're talking about the pump guns a lot. But you work on just about everything.
Doing a project for Connor right now that's going to make Brent's look sad.
Well, is Connor's gun here? Can I like screw with it a little bit so it doesn't shoot straight?
For a few extra dollars, I can bend
Connor,
something.
are you listening, buddy? Good luck this year. No, that's awesome. Oh. Yeah, I'm surprised. He must have bought another one because his 308, I think you already did his first one. It's already cut to like 16 and a half inches. It's Cerakoted. It's fluted. He must have bought another one.
Yeah, he must have. So it seems like these Browning BARs are getting pretty popular.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Joey's got one. Brent has one.
I'm getting a lot of those that come through here that I shorten for people and Cerakote.
Yeah. I really would like to get, if you ever come across a wood stock, mine's a synthetic stock. I'd love to get a wood stock for mine. I've been looking, but I don't look super vigorously, but whenever I think about it, I
would imagine you could get one from Browning. I bet they'd sell you one.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought somebody said they weren't making them anymore, but for that particular one.
That's too bad because I don't like synthetic myself.
It's noisy. Super noisy.
You as well carry a drum around out in the woods with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I only take it on what I call a killing day. And that's the day that it's so windy and blowing that you could pretty much yell and they're not going to hear you coming. So other than that, I really won't take it for that reason.
Right.
But then again, I got 3 pumps to lug around too. You can't take them all.
Nope. One at a time.
2 Woodmans, soon to be 3. But so yeah, you work on, look, I see some bolt actions here. You must love Ruger product too if you're Used to work for those boys.
Yeah, I love Rugers. They're great guns and they're great guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy Bob Davis works there. He just ordered himself the new 20-inch Woodman carbine. Actually, just talked to him today.
I mean, if Remington doesn't go back with their pump guns, we ought to all pressure Ruger into building one.
Well, we
took
got
over the Marlins.
We got a guy for that. Mark Woodman has been hinting at that he might have a design for one that he's been working on, and that guy is brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's like you. Like, he's an innovative brain that can just think forward thinking, and I think anything that he comes out with is going to be pretty cool. So, yeah, I think that would be.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I mean, it's a Northeast thing, but
Yeah.
to your point, it's a great little simple.
Yep. I'm a big fan of pump guns and lever guns. There's not much that can go wrong with them.
Yep. Yeah, that reliability piece for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than jamming.
Correct. I've got one of those on my wall up there.
Yeah. Well, you know, I say it a lot. You put all this effort in. You know, I'm up here on my one day off that I've had since I had surgery 3 weeks ago. I haven't had a day off since. So my point is we dedicate time, effort, energy into the thing that we love.
Yep.
Now you're on top of the mountain. You've booked your camp. You've spent the money on the wool. You've done all this preparation, and you're sneaking up, and boom, you shoot. You know you missed. You get the second one, and you're jammed.
Yeah. Click.
That's where, you know, spending a little bit of extra time and energy and effort, come and see people like yourself who are
Yeah.
making sure your gun's dialed is huge.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I don't do here as far as a gunsmith is rebore and rifle a barrel.
Gotcha.
I will, when I rebarrel, I'll buy Douglas barrels. They're pretty decent barrels. And
Yep.
just built a 358 Winchester, and I've been building a lot of the Whalens, the 35 Whalens.
Yep.
Yeah, I hate shooting those things.
They wrap you.
Oh yeah, I put 10 rounds through one yesterday down at the range, and I'm still sore.
Guys love them. I think they love them because of that knockdown. You know, the big knockdown power of them.
Yeah.
I just go 30. I mean, I honestly, for the ballistics, you know, and the coefficiency of, you know, the powder burn, the short action, I would prefer a 308.
Yeah.
But you can't find them. And I like having the same gun. So, like, I have 3 pumps. They're all 30-06s. I have, like, 7 magazines. They're all interchangeable. So, like, if a gun breaks down on me, right, or one just like what I had happen, grab the next one, got my mags already in my pocket. I hate switching guns. Like, I will carry my bar if it's extringent circumstances.
Yeah.
But I hate switching guns because then you got, you know, I have, like, extra bullets that I put in my,
Right.
you know, on the Northwoods, we got those little pouches in the back. So I'll slide a magazine in there, you know, and a couple extra bullets. And then you got to go change over all your gear because you're switching guns. So I really try not to.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of 308 myself.
Yeah, it's a great round.
Yeah.
Yeah. But somebody was telling me that you can rechamber the .6s to 308s, but you have to.
You have to shorten the whole barrel back a little bit because the odd 6 is a long action and the 308's a short action.
Right.
So there's about, half-inch difference there in shell length.
Yeah.
So you'd have to cut that back of the barrel and
Is that something
rethread
that,
it.
is that something that you'd recommend or not even bother?
Nah, I probably wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, it's kind of the.
Because now you're getting the bell of your barrel is getting less diameter, so you're losing a little bit of strength there. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to go from an odd 6 to a 308, I would just rebarrel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've considered it, to be honest with you, but enough projects going right now. We'll just keep chucking them. I mean, for what we're using them for, the 30-06, I mean, I think I was shooting like 2,700 feet. I've got a buddy that does hand loads for me, which, man, I'll tell you that the scope gun I have in there, it loves a little bit extra length. Seems to be the ticket, so that it, you know, it's almost touching the lands and grooves. That seems to be the 165 grain. I think it's Sierras. And then he hops up the load a little bit. That's his world. I just say, hey, make them for me.
Right. Yeah.
We all have that guy. Brent's got a buddy that helps him out with it too. And Tory, he also makes those. I don't know if you've seen the scope mount that Harold's making. So it's really cool. Actually, I've got it on my my new Woodman Arms 20-inch carbine. So it holds 0, and like your small low power scope we were just talking about, you're a fan of, I'm a fan of. You lock it down, and then underneath it's a peep sight. So as you're sneaking through the brush, say it's a windy, snowy day and it's getting worse, and you're just having to maintain your scope the whole time, and it's becoming an issue. You just pop it off, throw it in your bag, and now you got your peep.
Yeah.
And if you put it back on, it holds 0.
Yeah, that's something else I've been doing a lot of is I'll blend the Weaver see-through mounts with a Williams the peep sight.
Nice.
So that seems to work. There's a lot of guys that like that.
Yeah, that's a very popular setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, my old 30-30 had that side mount scope with the open sights, so you could just... Yeah. I'm surprised nobody's come up with something like you see on the ARs, where you can like switch to a scope and then back to a peep. Yeah. One of the things that I run into and why I love the low power scopes, like I have a 2-7 on that, and then I have a 1-4 that's going to go on that Trigicon, is what it's like when you see a deer going through the thick stuff and you're trying to either A, pick a hole, or B, see antler. That's what I like about the magnification. You can crank that thing up. All right, see what you're looking for, and then find the hole.
Right.
Start chucking lead. But obviously when he starts running, you can crank it right down to 1 or 2 power, depending on what you got.
Yeah. And something else I did was I'm kind of designing my own see-through base as well, because some of these guys are running 34 millimeter tubes, and you can't buy a see-through mount with a 34 millimeter tube. So it's basically I'm building a see-through mount with the Picatinny rail on top of it.
Nice.
And then you can mount whatever you want on it.
Nice.
But that's still a project in process. I've got one demo out there right now being used.
Cool. So. Yeah, I want to ask you what you think I should put. I should have brought my scope to put on that peep gun if I do put the Trigicon on it, which I'm leaning towards. I think that's going to be the scope for that gun. We'll see. But cool. Anything else you want to cover? Any other cool things we can talk about? I see all this fancy equipment. What's all this stuff do?
Well, I do a lot of threading of barrels too, for people with their suppressors and muzzle brakes. I do that on this lathe. This lathe is strictly for doing crowns. I do all my drilling and tapping of barrels and fluting on that little milling machine. And I just upgraded my CNC milling machine so I can make our tools a lot more efficiently.
Is that what you were programming?
Yeah. Yeah, and I just got done doing an engraving job on that on a Remington receiver. I don't know if I can reach it from here with these cords are long enough. So you can have a look at it.
Yeah, you made it. Oh, that's cool.
A couple of pine trees and some deer tracks and the gentleman's last name.
Is this for the potters that live in Vermont?
I'm
going to do a podcast with Jake Potter and his dad in a little bit.
I know those two potters, yeah. Yeah, that's not one of them.
Not them?
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That's really cool. I'm going to go grab my phone and take some pictures of this stuff.
All right. Spread it around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do people get a hold of you if they want to come up and see you?
Well, texting works best because our service here kind of stinks. So it's phones cut in and out, and a lot of times phone will ring, but I'm out here and I can't go. So if you text me, I can go over if I hear the phone go off when I'm done doing what I'm doing. So texting works best. I have a website out there, www.tgicreations.com. You can contact me through that, which will go to my email, and I'll get back to you there. But you can always call too.
Yep. And what's that phone number? Do you want to give it out here? Or?
Yeah, well, it's phone number is 603-252-3456.
603-252-3456. Excellent. And you'll take text messages on that.
Yeah.
If you guys have got some questions, you can reach out to us at Northwoods Whitetails, either info@Northwoods Whitetails, or call one of the boys, and we'll get you in touch with Kevin up here. This is the second time I've been here, and it sounds like I'm going to be back. So I appreciate you doing this with us. Are you going to hunt this season?
I absolutely am.
Did you have any luck last year?
I got a small one out behind the house here.
Nice.
In Vermont here is you take the first legal one.
Yeah,
that
slim
you see.
pickings.
Yeah, probably gonna hunt New Hampshire this year. And,
Oh, good.
And Maine,
Good.
a little bit.
You're going to get out a little bit more. I think last year I talked to you, you weren't able to get out much.
No, I didn't get out a wicked lot. I got the small one here, and don't really need a lot of meat. I went out a little bit out, in Maine, but I'm gonna try to get out even more this year.
I think it's going to be good. There is some mass crop I'm seeing in New Hampshire. It seems like it's spotty, and a lot of the acorns are already dropping, so more on that later probably.
Yeah.
I took a couple of quick hikes. I just, as I said, just got over surgery, so I'm about 3 weeks out, so I'm still kind of not pushing it too hard. But I think it's going to be a really good year. I think, central New Hampshire, northern New Hampshire, Maine. I hunted Vermont a little bit, though. Not this season, the season before, and I was up in the north part of Vermont, and I got into. I blew it on a really nice buck.
Yeah.
Shot 3 times.
There's some nice ones around here. I'll have them on camera all summer long, but they disappear come rut. There's not a lot of does right here.
Yeah.
But there are some nice ones.
Cool. Well, good luck this season, and again, if anybody's looking to get a hold of TGI Creations, he's the man. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Northwoods Whitetails. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you very much, Travis.
No one can save you. You better run.